Hey, what's up guys, Anmol here. It's been quite a busy week because there are quite a lot of phones here and I finally managed to test the Xiaomi Mi 8 Lite. So on paper, this phone is just another budget phone from Xiaomi with good price tag and good specification, and it is quite similar to other Mi phones with some key improvements and some key design changes. So in this video, let's look at some of the design changes that makes this phone different from the other Mi phones. Okay, so the first difference is the design. Unlike the other budget phones from Xiaomi, the Mi 8 Lite has this curved back glass that connects seamlessly to the sides. And this design kind of reminds me of those Nova phones like the Nova 3i. So this comes in two colors, Midnight Black and Aurora Blue. The blue one looks cooler than the black one that we have got here, and this one is not totally black either. When it catches the light, it looks much more like a dark grey. Now obviously it picks up fingerprint easily, so yes, you should slap in one of these covers that comes in the box. So the fingerprint reader is on the back, and as you would expect from Xiaomi, it is very fast and consistent. And at the first, the face unlock was not available, and it was so because it is locked for some reasons, and if you are in Nepal, then you'll need to change your region to something like Hong Kong to get the face unlock. I don't know why Xiaomi is doing this. Can you just provide the face unlock for every region by default? It's more easier, man. As this phone is tall and fat, one-handed usability of this phone is kinda difficult. And also the glass is slippery, so you kinda have to be careful while you're maneuvering the phone. Also, there's no IP rating of any sort, so please keep it out of the water. The display of the Mi 8 Lite is 6.26-inch IPS LCD with a tall aspect ratio and a 1080p resolution. It does have a notch, but you can hide it if you don't want to look at it. But that said, there is some backlight bleed at the notch and makes the black bar looks greyish from certain angles. Talking about the display itself, it is quite decent. The content looks nice at 403 ppi. It is not super bright, but the content are readable outdoors. However, it does struggle a little under sunlight. And the color reproduction is just fine, nothing too fancy. And I would suggest that you use the automatic contrast than the other options for display. For audio, the Mi 8 Lite has a single bottom firing speaker on the bottom, and it gets pretty loud actually. But if you want to listen to some music with a headphone, there is no 3.5mm headphone jack, so you will have to use an adapter. You shouldn't have a issue storing music or any other media in this phone. It has 64GB of internal storage and also has a hybrid dual SIM slot that supports microSD. The Mi 8 Lite runs on Android Oreo on top of MIUI 10. There's no app drawer here. To the left, you get these customizable cards with app shortcuts and search bars. Swiping down from the home screen will bring down the notification, and you can edit the panel from there as well. You can also use gesture-based navigation, swipe up and hold for recent apps, swipe from left or right to go back, and swipe up to go home. There's a security app to scan and optimize your phone, and some other MIUI features that include 3-finger scroll screenshot, dual apps that can be used to access multiple accounts, and second space if you wish to keep things more clean and secured. Also, there's a notification LED on the top of the notch. The Mi 8 Lite runs on Qualcomm Snapdragon 660 with 4GB of RAM, and it performs very well. Switching between apps is no trouble, and games like PUBG and Asphalt 9 performs pretty nice. Battery life of the Mi 8 Lite is quite average. The Snapdragon 660 is not known for its power efficiency, and combined with 3350 mAh battery, this phone should last you a day pretty easily. There is a support for Quick Charge 3, but it is not included in the box. The QC3 charger should charge from 0 to 50 in half an hour, but with the charger included in the box, we could only manage to get from 0 to 35 in same amount of time. The Mi 8 Lite carries a main 12MP sensor with a f1.9 aperture without OIS, and there's also a 5MP sensor used only for depth sensing. Similar camera setup is also used on the Mi 8 SE, and it performs very good in daylight. It is nothing special but perfectly fine for average users. The dynamic range is quite average, but the HDR mode certainly helps quite a bit. However, the auto HDR may not kick in every time it should, but if you turn on the AI mode, it will adjust the HDR for you. However, the AI also adds some oversaturated color when it recognizes the scenes. The portrait mode turned out quite average. It worked pretty good sometimes, but sometimes they were not as pleasing in some situations, and it has a hard time with subjects other than persons, as you can see in this picture. On the low light, the Mi 8 Lite performs as you would expect at this price point. You will notice quite a bit of noise in the dark areas, and it does tend to smooth the picture to reduce the noise in some areas. Also, it lacks OIS, so you better have a steady hand while capturing images at night. The Mi 8 Lite has a 24MP front camera, and on overall the image from front camera is very nice. but it does have a fixed focus, so you should hit that sweet spot to get just the right amount of sharpness. But it did not perform quite good under harsh lighting. The bright background would most of the time come off washed out, but the HDR certainly helps slightly in this matter though. The bokeh effect is quite nice, it works well most of the times. So the Mi 8 Lite can capture up to 4K 30fps. The performance is underwhelming though. You can notice noise even in daytime, and the focus can get weird sometimes, as you can see in the sample right now. There's EIS on both 4K and 1080p, which works well with the 1080p but does not work as well with the 4K. So at the end of the day, the Xiaomi Mi 8 Lite is just another average phone from Xiaomi. It has a big screen, satisfactory performance, and a 4K video recording. It is nothing special, it will get you through the day and you'll be quite satisfied, but at the same time you won't be quite impressed as well. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. Like if you liked it, and also subscribe to our channel for further contents like this, and also hit that bell icon to get notifications. Until next time, namaste.